as they meet up with Serbia. I gave you Team USA is favored by 16. They've already faced them. This will be the third time. I don't know if there's going to be any surprises. Noah Eagles, the play-by-play boys, and Dwyane Wade. They're on the call today, and they join us from Paris. Guys, thanks for joining us. Noah, let me start with you. What are you rooting for? If I could give you a magic wand that said double overtime Team USA or a blowout?
Well, excellent question. At first, I thought you were trying to set me up to get infinite Twitter hate of you hate my team for eternity. So I'm glad we weren't going that direction. But if I had to pick an outcome, buzzer-beating win always beats out blowout dub. So I would take a buzzer beater any day of the week. I don't care who it is because I'm supposed to be impartial, but that's just me telling you that, Dan, and we all know that.
How much do you prepare, though, for fill time with stories? Dwyane, do you have stories that just in case Team USA is winning by 27?
Yeah, Dan, we have plenty of stories. And so if people don't want to listen to our stories, then the game needs to be close. If it's not close, you're going to hear a lot of cultural references. You're going to hear him and I trying to be cool, trying to, have our little jokes back and forth. But a lot of it is just things that we learn about each other throughout the day or throughout the week. We bring those things right to the air and just have fun with it. And so we definitely I got a lot in my bag that Noah don't know about.
Oh, no.
How do you build chemistry, though? Because you guys get put together, and I don't know if you spend time off the air to help with the chemistry on the air.
No, I try to avoid them. Why would I want to be around all of them? That would be counterproductive to my time. No, I think it has to come organically. Look, you've been in this business a long time. You've worked with a lot of people going back to your SportsCenter days. You were with plenty of co-anchors, and I think it's organic. You can feel it when it's organic. You can feel it as a viewer, as a listener, when it's genuine. And so for us, that was having a couple calls before we got out to Paris. And then once we got here, it was just taking an interest in one another and actually getting to know one another, what makes each other tick. And I'm glad Dwyane used the word try to be cool because he succeeds. One of us really does attempt. So it's a long-standing attempt that'll go all the way through the gold medal game. When
did you decide you wanted to do this, Dwyane?
Throughout when I got the call a few months back, and as I said, like 2024 for me, I was just looking for the next challenge. When you get done playing a game of basketball, you're always trying to find that challenge. The golf course become a little bit too much of a challenge. So something that I can control a little bit. But once I got the opportunity and understood, the atmosphere was going to be in. I played in the Olympics before. I know the players, I know the coaches. I've been coached by Talou and Spo. I played with players that's on the floor. So I knew it felt right. It felt like the right fit. When they told me that I would be teaming up with Iron Eagle's son, I was like, but it was just a challenge. And it's one of the best opportunities that I've had to be able to have my voice, be a part of the game of basketball. This is something I've never done, Dan. But, I know the game of basketball. It was just about if I'm with the right team, they'll be able to pull out the things in me that I don't even know that I have. And that's what we've heard.
I'm also curious, though. I think you were around the same age that Jason Tatum is now when you were on the Olympic team. And how would you have handled being benched at age 27 when you're an NBA champ?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that answer. I did come off the bench in 2008. My role was a little different. I think the thing is outside of being benched is just as a player that's going to play in the Olympics, you have to look at the team and say, okay, what am I going to bring that the team does not already have? It's not about you being a great player or not. I mean, obviously each player on this team is a great player in their own right, but it's about making sure that you bring something to the team that the other guys can depend on, that can rely on, that they would trust you, that they know it's going to be every night. And it has to be something different. So that's the way I viewed it, and I looked at it. But getting benched, no one likes getting benched, especially a guy who's one of the most decorated players in our game and just coming off of winning his first championship.
Okay, but I think when we label it benched, it sounds worse than you didn't get into the game, right? Like, I know it's semantics there. Like Joel Embiid got benched, but Jason Tatum got benched. He was kind of a healthy scratch there. So I'm trying to figure that out. Mike Krzyzewski said, when he was an assistant coach on the with the Olympic teams, you had a pledge. You would pledge you were going to do everything you could to win a gold medal. It wasn't about playing time. And I don't know, has the media run with this with Jason Tatum? Noah, do you think that this is a big deal that Jason Tatum is not starring for this Olympic team?
I actually think Sue Bird had the perfect quote to describe really the situation. She was on Carmelo Anthony's podcast, which Dwyane was on as well, and he did an okay job. I would say Sue's wording with it was, it's the most uncomfortable team you'll ever play for, because realistically only about 1 to 2 players on the team are going to be playing their normal NBA or WNBA role. So in this team, LeBron James is playing his normal role. He's running the show. Kevin Durant is essentially playing his role of just going and getting buckets. But outside of that, everybody else is trying to fit into something they're not accustomed to doing. And so whether it's playing time, whether it's being out on the court and trying to figure that out, there's a very limited and finite period of time to do it. So I do think that's a little bit overblown, because at the end of the day, it's really about winning the gold medal. And that's what Steve Kerr has preached. That's what these players have echoed. And Jason's really handled it very well. If you watch him on the bench and if you listen to what he said, he really said it's given him a greater respect for the guys on his Celtics team that don't play a great amount of minutes.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the right perspective to take on it is, oh, wait a second, this happens to other people? Because it never happened to him in his life. So,
You're right.
He's played well.
We're talking to Noah Eagle and 3-time NBA champ Dwyane Wade. They'll be on the call for the semifinal match. The game coming up at 3 Eastern on USA Network and Peacock. Dwyane, is there a scenario where Team USA does not win gold?
Always. There's always a scenario. We talk about it. And I go back to 2006, Dan, when we was in the World Games. We felt that we were the best team. We were rolling. And we had a bad start to the game against Greece. And we never quite got back into the game. They built their confidence. We could not stop their high pick and roll. So it's the game of basketball. It's not a 7-game series where it's the first to 4. It's one game. And you can have a bad moment. You can have a bad quarter. You can have a bad game. And you do not find that rhythm. And so it's definitely the opportunity is there now. Are they the most talented team? Have they been playing their game and blowing through teams in a sense? Yes, they have, but each game is its own. Adjustments will be made. Players know each other's tendencies. Coaches know each other's tendencies. So it gets tighter and tighter as you get closer and closer to that goal.
Did you ever think you were better than LeBron James?
Yes.
When
I played basketball. No, early in my career,
yeah.
In 2006, 7, 8, I wasn't saying I was better, but I felt I was, equal as in one of the best player in the NBA at the time. And it had nothing to do with LeBron or Kobe or Dwight, the guys who was up there. I just felt that I was the best. That's the only way you know who Dwyane Wade is, because of that crazy psycho mentality that I went out there with. That, hey, I'm the best on the court every night. Even though I could see a guy and I could look at him and say he's pretty damn good and he's an equal, but he's not better than me because I have something that I feel that he doesn't have.
I was actually directing the question to Noah, not you, Dwyane, so that's awkward. But
second grade rec league NFL.
You realized? Okay, all right.
It was off the charts. They said, "How does this kid have a left hand already?" Unbelievable.
What's the coolest thing you've done, seen, or person you've met in Paris during the games? Noah?
Coolest thing that I've done, and I'm not even going to say this because he's sitting right here, but the other day after our second game, they were playing Empire State of Mind, Jay-Z, and they dropped the Dwyane Wade line, and I get to look at him and recite it back to him, looking in his eye. That's like a childhood dream right there. So I'll take that as my dub for sure.
What about you, Dwyane?
Well, for me, it's always getting a chance to meet the athletes, getting a chance to spend some time with Jordan Childs, Suni, getting a chance last night at the restaurant was at one of the track stars, one of the young track runners, Kendall, who's from Miami. She came in, her whole family, get a chance to impart some wisdom to her and their family. So for me, it's always a moment where I get to be a fan of the athletes because I know everything that they're going through mentally, physically, emotionally. And just to be able to be there, be a calm and be able to give them some words of wisdom, that's the best for me always.
When did you find out you were going to have your name dropped in that song?
You never find out. You either someone tells you that they heard it. You better, if you don't have a relationship with the artist that may send it to you early, I found out I was in a nice location somewhere, having a good time.
Yeah,
Undisclosed location.
That wasn't obscure whatsoever.
No, that doesn't lead to further questions.
And I heard it, and I was like, wait, did I just hear my name? I went up to the DJ, I said, play that again. And they played it about 20 more times over and over again. So you don't know sometime unless you have that personal relationship with the artist.
Could you get on the floor and give me 5 minutes later today?
I give you 5 fouls.
That was also for Noah. Why do you keep jumping in here?
Come on, dude. You're selling me short, literally.
Literally.
I'm not being a good teammate right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're doing a great job. Continue to have fun, and we'll be watching later today. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Dan.
That's Dwyane Wade and Noah Eagle.